The U.S. now has surpassed Italy as the country with the most total deaths from coronavirus. More than 20,000 people have died of COVID-19, and more than 500,000 Americans have contracted the virus. For the first time in history, all 50 states are under a major disaster declaration this morning. On Saturday, President Trump declared Wyoming a disaster area. That is the last state to receive the designation. And some good news for Americans awaiting a stimulus check from the federal government. The first round of economic impact payments were deposited directly into bank accounts on Saturday. The IRS says it is issuing the money.
Hey, how's it going today, guys? This is another episode of Tide Talks. I know it's been a minute since I've been around, but I just felt as if, I had to put this message out. Today, we're going to talk about, how life been under this COVID tragedy. COVID-19, Corona, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? So, first thing I can say is it just sucks that you can't interact with people that you used to interact with. You know what I'm saying? Girlfriends you had, boyfriends you had, because you don't know if they got the Corona. But I just hate the fact that you can't do nothing. You don't have the option. Like, it was several times I would go to Dubai, I would go to Bahrain, I would go to Abu Dhabi, I would go to Germany to see my children. I would just travel any fucking place I could get to. But since you can't because of this Corona bullshit, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, it sucks. It's just that you don't have the option to do nothing. However, a good thing from that is it makes you more creative. And I'm a creative person, by nature, being a Pisces. But yeah. I just think it's one of those things where it's just one of those problems that's hit the world and we got to kind of adjust. So I just want to talk about my daily life. So we just got word that we can't even go to work for 2 weeks. I can't leave this compound that I'm living at. I can't give you the name. Motherfuckers probably sue me or something. But yeah, can't leave off the compound. So you're pretty much restricted to your own living space. Fortunately for me, I was the soldier and I deployed several times. So, I had way less space to move around when I was deployed in Afghanistan all those damn times. So here it's actually a little bit better. Plus, on a good note, Uber Eats still delivers. So I can still get my whatever the hell it is I want. All right. For the past, 2 months now, I've been fasting. And yeah, the fasting also makes, I don't know, it's weird. It's like the first 2 weeks. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but just bear with me. It's Tide Talks. Who gives a shit, right? So over the last 2 months, fasting has really improved my life. The first 2 weeks sucked ass. Like, it was horrible. It was horrible. You get those cravings. Your body is pumping out those enzymes to make you, like, hey, motherfucker, eat. But once you beat that, once you beat those little voices, it becomes ridiculously easy to go. I've done 24-hour fast, and I promise you, after the 24 hours, I had no craving for food. Still, I had to make myself eat. Now, what is intermittent fasting? People may ask, okay? So intermittent fasting is not a diet. It's not starving yourself. It boils down to two things, right? It boils down to two things. It's when you eat and when you don't eat, okay? That's pretty much it. Now, intermittent fasting, what it basically does is, let's take the skinniest person you ever seen in your life who was just naturally skinny. I met a lot of people that was just naturally skinny. They're just skinny. They can eat whatever the hell they want, But I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum. I'm naturally big. If I look at a cupcake, I'll gain 1/2 pound. Anyway, so you take those people. Let's say you had a line. Let's say this cell phone was a line, right? So anybody that's very skinny, we'll say that the center of the phone is your insulin line. Anything towards this way, you gain weight. Anything towards this way, you burn fat, okay? Store fat, you burn fat. All right. So a skinny person, they already are on the end of this spectrum when they first wake up. Every time you eat a meal, it moves you up a tick. So they eat about 6, 7, 8, 9 meals. They never cross the insulin line, which makes them store fat. Bigger people like me, when we wake up, we're here. So first meal I eat, I'm already into the storing fat line. So what intermittent fasting does is, like I said, if I wake up, I'm here. It's every hour that I don't eat, it pushes me back to this end of the spectrum, which pretty much jerry-rigs my metabolism to be like those skinny people. So that's pretty much what intermittent fasting does. And the great thing about intermittent fasting is once I come off my fast, that first meal, it pretty much fills me up. So I'm maybe let me look at my thing today. I think yesterday I had a total of, I had 1,308 calories. Now, if you include the exercise that I did while I was fasted, by the way, boxing, whatever, I'm going to just say that's about 500 calories. So really, I only ate like 800 calories, but I was full. I didn't crave any food. And that's why I'm seeing the great results that I'm seeing. I'm going to post some before and after pictures later, but hey, that's another great thing that this COVID and Corona disaster has done. It's made it so I'm more focused with the fasting. Also, since we got the Corona and the COVID crisis going on, it just made me, think to myself, like, you know what? I need to get back to posting videos and just expressing on what I feel, expressing how I see things. My son, my youngest just had a 6th birthday. I couldn't be there, but, hey, shout out to you, Gabriel. I love you. Happy 6th birthday, fatty man. Anyway, but not being able to see him, it sucked. It sucks, and we don't know when this is going to go away. Some people are estimating the end of May. Some people are estimating, it could be even near December. But either way, I just want to make sure that, that you guys understand that you have enough time. You have enough things to do. Only boring people are bored. Never forget that. Only boring people are bored. So if you're bored, you need to work on yourself and start to think about, okay, hell, can I watch a new episode? Hell, what can I watch on Netflix? What book could I write? What project that I've always wanted to do, but I couldn't do because I lied to myself and I say I didn't have enough time. Well, now you have oodles of time. There's no excuse. So find, something that you can do during this time that can help even out that boredom day by day, you may say, of this COVID Corona disaster. Another good thing about this, I have a friend of mine, she says she don't give a fuck about what I'm about to say, but I have to say it. You kind of learn who's who during this, because a lot of times people associate with you, they talk with you, they fuck with you simply because, you can go to a party with them or you can get something for them. But now you can't do nothing for them. So the true people, I think you will be able to figure that out more during this Corona disaster because you ain't got no party to go to. You ain't got no turn up to go to. You can't fly nowhere. They can't come get nothing from you because where we at, it's checkpoints like every couple 100 meters. You get caught, you get put in jail and like 10,000 real or something. So, it's just, to me, it's making people refocus, right? Another good thing about this Corona COVID disaster, look at the Earth. An ozone layer is replenishing, It was like 70,000 turtles that was on the beach the other day that they was having thousands of eggs. They were endangered turtles. And now, they're coming out of that extinction level of a species because of this COVID disaster. The air is cleaning up. Down near the North Pole and the South Pole, it's, everything is coming back. The temperature is going back cold. Everything is fixing itself, right? So since everything is fixing itself, you should just think to yourself like, man, this should really humble us humans. Because as you see, when we're not going around burning everything, buying everything, taking, the earth actually gets better.
COVID-19 has slowed the world down. And that, on the surface, seems to be a good thing for that other deadly global crisis: climate change. China is the world's biggest emitter of greenhouse gases, but the lockdowns that shut down factories and kept drivers off roads have corresponded with a staggering drop in emissions there, with nitrogen dioxide levels falling by up to 40%. Scientists are seeing similar trends in Italy, and pollution levels in major American cities are down too. But before we all start celebrating, remember that none of these environmental gains are expected to last.
And if you really think about it, what if we are like the COVID disease to the earth? So the earth said, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Now, I know you got your conspiracy theories people out there saying that the 5G has something to do with it. And I've even read a couple of things on it, and some of it makes sense. Some of it is way the fuck out of left field. But regardless of why or where it came from, it's undeniable to see that the effects that it's having on the earth, the good effects. So that's another good thing about all this stuff happening, right? And then another thing that should be humbling, even if you're a millionaire, billionaire, whatever, guess what? You're still sitting your ass at home. It's from the lowest person to the top person. This Corona, this COVID is is pretty much changing the way we live. Now, what comes after this, I don't know. Are they going to try to reshape the way we do things at the airport? Or are they going to try to implement more martial law? Because don't get it twisted. It is martial law. Right now, you can't go nowhere, which is by definition, by dictated from the government, martial law. They threaten you with seizures, putting you in prison, fines, heavy fines. I believe in Germany, it's 25,000 euro. That's a lot of money. That's like 30-some thousand US dollars, close to 30, but it's crazy. So during this time, just try to find you something interesting to do. I'm sitting here trying to think of things to do. I've been watching a crap ton of movies off my Fire Stick, trying to learn more about the craft, been doing my homework, trying to learn about lighting and how to get good shots and how your shots can make the tone and the feel of whatever you're trying to do. So this is your boy Tide Talks. This is nice, short, and quick. Just remember, boring people are bored. Find something to do, learn a language, become closer with your children, whatever you got to do. All right, this is your boy Tide Talks. I'm out. Thank you. Have a good day. Cut.